How beloved people communicate with us from heaven. Let's remember what our Lord Jesus Christ told us in the New Testament, that after our phase here, we go to our eternal kingdom, our eternal place, and we are no longer as we are now. We are angels. And as we know, angels do a lot of work. They're not hampered by materialism, by being tired, having to feed themselves, and they are ethereal. And obviously, we are experiencing paradise from now. It would be devastating if we were not experiencing paradise from here and now. We do experience it. We do experience angels, and we do experience miracles, and we just don't see the angels and the angelic and heavenly realm all around us. Some people do. But concerning this, how beloved people communicate with us from heaven. Too often spirits can or do try to get in touch, and in ways that rational judgment can easily dismiss. These direct communication methods can happen anywhere, anytime, although they are more common when you are alone and aware of your surroundings, so that you can listen to their message. So there are many ways that the spirit of a loved one can get in touch with you, but here are some of the most common. Through dreams. Those of you who have not read the Holy Bible, you should. There's a lot to learn from that. Through dreams, loved ones, on the other hand, often choose to talk to you or appear in your dreams, as they know this is the least scary way for you. Let's remember, I want to say it now before I forget, when the Lord spoke to Moses, I have read that he captured Moses' attention. Moses was not sleeping. He was awake, and he was tending his sheep, and he heard the voice of his father who had passed away. So the Lord used his father's voice to entice and hold Moses' attention. Now, going back to this. Another aspect of angels. Remember when in the New Testament, Peter was in jail, and the angel of the Lord appeared to him and opened the gates, and Peter left. And then Peter went to the hiding place of the disciples and knocked on the door, and one of the girls that was inside, the women that was inside, said, "It must be Peter's angel." Peter said, with his own voice, said, "Let me in, it's me." And the woman said, "It must be Peter's angel," because she thought Peter was still in the prison. So they knew that angels can imitate the guardian angel, or God's angel can imitate somebody's voice. Okay, so that angel she thought was not the real Peter, but an angel imitating Peter's voice. So going back to this now. Often a person may appear to be more real or healthy than when they were alive while bathed in light, the uncreated light of God. This is because the veils between the human and the quantum self no longer exist. In a dream, you can talk, he can talk, or the person could talk to you or give you a message, which will usually offer some kind of consolation. This is assuming that they're God's angels, right? Because, God forbid if they're the opposite, you have to have discretion, test the spirits. So they usually offer you some kind of consolation that everything is okay and peaceful on the other side. And he often appears in the dream just before you wake up so that you remember him. Through unexpected electrical activity, we are all energy, and this energy flows through all things, including electrical appliances. For this reason, it's actually quite common for those in the spirit world to manipulate television, computer, or lights to get your attention. They can even spin things, change channels, and make various objects move. Also, songs on the radio, which make sense to you or your lost loved one, are a common way for those on the other side to deliver their message you need to hear at that very moment through electricity. You hear their voice. It's possible to hear the voice of your deceased loved one either externally, as if he were alive speaking to you in human form, or internally, inside your head, as the hearing takes place inside your mind. Are you talking to your spouse, grandmother, or best friend on the other side of your mind? Wait a minute and you'll see if you can hear the answer. Usually you can. You feel their touch, a hug or a brush of your hair or the gentle touch on your back. These are some of the most comforting forms of bonding that can occur. Their sense of touch is more often detected in the days immediately following their passage to the other dimension. However, some of them still visit you a long time after their death, using the ability of perceptual touch. This ability can also manifest as a feeling that someone is sitting or lying on the bed next to you. You smell their personal scent. Many of us have smelled roses and flowers. That indicates our Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary. And if you smell incense and fragrance and myrrh, that usually is our Lord Jesus Christ, or even saints around you. I remember I was reading the biography of the life of Saint John of Santa Cruz, that martyred in Santa Cruz in the United States. When was this? 1994, I think. And he has become a saint of the Christian Orthodox Church. And when I was reading his life and his demise, I smelled flowers to the left side of me. And by the time I read the end of the article, which his friend from Switzerland had written, he says, and those who read his life usually smell flowers. That's because he is standing next to you as you're reading his biography. So I was smelling that even before I read this about him. Okay, because we don't see them, but we smell. It's one of their scents, the fragrance scent. Of course, if you smell the opposite, that means that there's the opposite next to you. Okay, but anyway, you smell their personal scent. Was it your grandmother's favorite perfume, or you just smelled in the air, or did you feel a change in the air around you, or a change in heat, as if someone brushed your skin? These kinds of experiences are usually accompanied by a sense of calm. You know that everything will be fine, and above all, that the person you love. They appear as an insect or animal. Your loved one in heaven is now pure energy. He's able to channel his energy in the form of an insect or animal for a short time to give you a sign that his spirit is alive. I never heard of that. It can appear as a butterfly, dove, rabbit, or any other type of insect or animal. And when this happens, the animal or insect will usually do something out of character that catches your eye. For example, land on your hand, come to your house. For example, a bird coming to rest on your finger, something like that, okay? Placing objects in your path. Dimes, crystal stones, feathers, a flower are common examples of types of items your loved one can put in your path, in your way. You can also get items that were somewhat important to your loved one, such as shells if he loved the beach, or brushes if he was an artist, or even screws and nails if he was a builder. For example, if your mother loved tulips, you would suddenly notice one growing in your yard out of nowhere. With a sign like this, it's worth getting the message across. Remember, it's difficult as it is to lose someone you love. You must remember that we are all eternal sparks of energy and part of the universal consciousness, and these kinds of messages from your beloved ones, your loved ones, are sent with the intention of informing you that their energy cannot be lost. They're still with you, but in a higher vibration form. They're trying to tell you that, as what our Lord Jesus Christ told us, there is no death for those who are believers. He's taken away death by his crucifixion. So I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.